So I thought I'd do a toolbox tour. It's funny how everybody shows their stuff all cleaned up, nice and pretty. It's Friday at 6 o'clock. Trying to get out of here and go home, and this was after a nice week of hell. So give me a few minutes, I'll clean it all up, come back, and we'll go through some stuff. Be right back. Alright, so I'm back. Only 30 minutes, cleans up pretty nice. Now I know in the thumbnail it says get ready for a big surprise at the end, so make sure you stay tuned. Start over here with a little screw stand, my really cheap welder that's good for just exhaust or mild steel, engine stand, some wood pallets I use to drop engines and transmissions on because I don't have a platform table. Creeper, get around the lift, oil drainer, the roll around stool, another screw stand, that little pedal, I think helps out a lot. These two cabinets with a bunch of crap on top. I'll open up the first one. All my sprays and chemicals and testing stuff, torch, O-rings for AC, bearing packer, grease and oil. That's the Mac vacuum radiator filler. OSHA, that's not a working grinder, so don't worry. So in the drawer here, you got just some black lights, some little connectors, heat shrink, batteries, duct tape, painter's tape. Down here, let's see if we can get these to stay open. Come on. All right. We got a drill doctor. And up here we got a harmonic balancer puller. That's the rethreader tap and die set from Matco for spindle nuts. This is a Cornwell cylinder leakage tester. Got some CDs. My 1/2-inch snap-on torque wrench in red, I think. Yes, red. And then in here, hiding somewhere, I got the 3/8 I just bought. I wanted green, but all he had was red again, so be it, red. Sorry about the camera angles, I'm not a very good photographer. What is this? This is a cheap-ass slide hammer set from Harbor Freight. It may come in handy once, I haven't used it yet. Got a full lockout kit, a spring compressor for McPherson struts or just regular springs. Down here's a steering wheel puller, another harmonic balancer puller, Dremel bits, more drill bits. That's enough for that. Up here I got some stuff because I've run out of space. I got a spill-free funnel and some ratchet straps, some more bungee cords, shop towels. Just picked up this pickle fork set. The PWZ pliers, which are freaking awesome. Some Mac hose pliers. A new spanner wrench. So that should come in handy when doing timing chains, especially on the Ford 3.5s or 3.7s. Down in here, got extra pliers on the doors. Over here too. Top drawer, the mother of all junk drawers. You can't find it in here, you don't need it. Next one is a lot of electrical stuff. Power probe 4, high amp probe, test lead sets, push button starts, more test leads, temperature gun, power probe meter, fuse buddy, The cheap OTC meter that works great as a temperature probe for AC. All my power probe adapters and hooks. Mac test light. There's a pretty cool little terminal pin set in here. There's more on the other side too. Alright, there's so much stuff in that drawer. And cheap little bore scope. My nice soldering gun. Some old Makita tools that still work great. I just got some upgraded stuff. I haven't got rid of them yet. I don't need them at home because I already have a full set there. Some ratchet straps, just Healy coils and spare parts and junk, and a football in case people are being stupid to throw it at them. Down here, some more Makita stuff. Up here, I haven't used this one in a while, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but it's a really nice, oh my lord, really nice Mac 2-channel scope with a low amp circuit probe. I'm doing really bad with this camera, sorry guys. Put that away. Kind of just sits down here because I have another one that's better. Over here, just some little funnels and refrigerator. Let's see, I got pry bar rack. Just some pry bars and hose tool. I'm sorry, not hose tool, belt tool. Super long snap-on screwdriver. My massive 3/4 inch pry bar. Oh, I guess I forgot. In the cart too, screwdrivers, pry bars. Over here, I got all my huge half-inch extension, 3/8 extension. This thing is phenomenal for cleaning out radiators and condensers. Come on. Find your hole. It's not very easy to put it back. There we go. Snap-on breaker bar. Huge Matco 1/2 inch ratchet. I guess that's it for that. A Dodge funnel, or a Dodge tranny dipstick. Alright, let's start over here. The junk drawer. As you can see, I don't throw away pocket screwdrivers. I got a couple. Just some of the little diamond tip bits, safety glasses, awesome razor knife, solder and thread tape, extra socks, some of my extra patches. Yes, I'm a Master Tech with L1 and alternate fuels. I do a lot of buses with CNG conversions. The oil filter drawer with filter pliers, a couple little trim tools, an EGR auger kit, high pressure gauge for dually wheels on heavy trucks, the Lyle oil piece socket set. These would be the metric stud installer and removers. That would be the standard set. Okay. Some of the best serpentine tools that were ever made. These things are phenomenal. Very old though. I'm afraid if I break it, I'll never be able to warranty them out. Got 2 of them. Everybody knows what the gear wrench serp belt tool is. Pivot fork, axle forks, hood prop, belt tool. I'm sorry, a hose clamp tool. Picks, inner tie rod tool. I've never seen this on anybody else's video. This is an inner tie rod tool. You just put it on there, turn the cam, it locks the tie rod, breaks it loose. This is my go-to every time. I rarely ever use anything else. Stretch belt tool, Pitman arm pullers, the old 3.1, 3.4 Chevy valve rocker remover. It was pointless. It's easier just to take them off. Vice grips and pipe wrenches and some old hose pliers that I don't think have come out of this drawer in years, but they still are in there. And then some of the diagnostic stuff. This is why I don't use that scope down there. I've got the Modus Ultra with the 2-channel lab scope, little Autel code reader, the old brick, because every once in a while you see some 95 and older bullshit with all the cartridges and all the adapters, all the test leads for my oscilloscope, which I do use quite a bit. And down here we got the Matco coolant pressure tester, Freon sniffer, up here the Snap-on borescope, which is I think the first generation that they had. It does alright. Oxygen sensor sockets, the most pointless water pump holding tool ever. That thing is absolutely useless. It's easier just to pull the timing chain cover. Some little orifice tube removers, 1/4-inch torque wrench. What's there here? We got a 5/4 3-valve Triton rethreader and another spark plug extractor. That would be an oil pressure gauge and AC clutch tools. Can't remember the last time I replaced an AC clutch. It's always easier just to replace. Alright, here's the one I think everybody's waiting for. Might have to stand back a little bit for this. I think I heard angels singing. So, I don't have very much room, so I got all of my adapters just crammed into a corner. All of my ratchets, I got Matco, some Snap-on, lots of Cornwell. All of the sockets are mostly Cornwell. For about 12 years, I never had a regular tool guy except for my Cornwell man. He was here week in, week out, every Friday morning at 8 o'clock like clockwork. So, he got all of my business. And the tools are cheaper, but they're not cheap. They work great. More Cornwell 12 points. These are actually Matcos. Torx bits, Allen bits, more Torx. Thank you for whoever came up with that stupid idea. I'm sure it has its place, but Cornwell. These are cheapy GPs, which aren't bad. Some old Craftsman 12-point halves, oil filter cups, more Cornwell. Some gear wrench, crow's feet, some of the Lyle turbo sockets. Haven't had a chance to really put those to the test, but I'm sure they'll work great. More Cornwell wobbles, more Cornwell quarters, hub sockets. This is probably the best Allen bit driver I've ever seen. You put this in here, tighten down the little Allen key, which is somewhere right there, and it goes all the way up to, this is probably a 22 millimeter, 19 millimeter, I was off, and all the way down to the little bitty guys. Anybody who does a whole lot of the charger control arms, that thing works fantastic for the inner bolt. Some of the old GM square ball joint sockets. Anybody old enough to watch these videos that remembers those, thank God those are gone. Some of my 1-inch sockets for my 1-inch impact for like a Suzu lug studs, the lug nuts, tie rod socket, bearing installer back there hiding. Sorry, I'm probably doing horrible with this camera. All the extensions, they're just kind of all in here. Some locking, some not, some are 1/2 to 3/8, all different lengths. Let's see here. Some of my thin wall sockets, O2 sensor socket. This is probably the best O2 sensor socket I've ever used. Thin wall, chrome, gets in just about anywhere. 7 millimeter wobble for Ford coils. Saying my battery is low, which is strange because it's been on the charger for weeks. Alright, one of the wrench drawers, metric, standard, they're all Matco. This little guy right here is a Steelman. Go focus. It's not a great ratchet. The teeth are a little bit rough. It's probably only 35 or 40. But I bought this to do a water pump on a Sprinter van, and it saved me 2.5 hours. So, money well spent if I never used it again. 1-inch ratchet wrench for power steering pulleys. Small stubby ratchet wrenches, gear wrench ratchet wrenches, gear wrench bent ratchet wrenches. Ignore those cheap pieces of junk. This wrench right here from Matco. You see how thin the head is on it? Anybody who does starters on the Ford V8s knows that stupid ground bolt at the bottom. You can't get a wrench inside the eyelet and the bolt head, so that thing works good. More wrenches. Snap-on line wrenches that are the best in the world when it matters. Matco long ratcheting wrenches, 8 to 22. Some more cheaper surf belt tools. Snap-on line wrench crow's feet, which are the best. More Cornwell stubbies. Some of the oldest ratchet wrenches I've ever seen in my life. I probably got these in the 90s. And the standard gear wrench bent ratchet wrenches. Alright, on to pliers. Yeah, there's a lot in there. What brand are those? Oh, the Cornwell alligator grips, Cornwell regulars, the baddest pair of Nipex channel locks ever. Nice dikes. My favorite tool in the world. This is a pry bar, a pick, a back scratcher, whatever you want it to be. It's the most versatile tool I have. My favorite pair of pliers. Big wrenches. These are some of my older Craftsman wrenches, which are still shorter than those other ones, so every once in a while I have to break them out. Lady feet pry bars, or I call them rolling head pry bars. I don't know. Lady slippers, whatever they're called. Hammers, rubber mallets, steel hammers. Yes, there's a claw hammer in there. Wire brush. Another 1/4-inch torque wrench, my old Matco half-inch torque wrench that, now that I have the digital, doesn't get used very much anymore. This silly Blue Point hammer I bought 20 years ago that has all these interchangeable heads. I actually use it every once in a while. Another junk drawer-ish. Gloves, Kevlar sleeve, battery tool, an older impact, an engraver, an old fluke meter, a spill-free funnel, another one, ball joint superset, and underneath it is the slide hammer, 10-way slide hammer set. There's the screwdriver drawer, all flatheads, all Phillips. These little spline drive sockets are pretty awesome. This is one of my favorite little sets from Cornwell. Just a standard bit set, but that little ratchet's awesome. I think it actually is made by Sunex. My little Mac bit drivers. Ignore the red screwdriver because I had to warranty it out, and apparently Mac stopped making green. So Mac, make green again. Another huge Mac. Hold on. Bit set. If the bit you want isn't in here, you're doing something wrong. Alright, next drawer. Torque drivers, fuel releases, snap ring pliers, pop pin pliers. Who remembers these? The old stupid GM pivot pin pullers. And then just some snap ring pliers, taps and dies. The tap I made a long time ago for the Triton 2 valves. 4654s. I still use it today. It's probably 15 years old. That close. Oh, there's some AC stuff, a cheaper post flaring tool set, some cheap Allens. I got this stupid thing for the 4235 Chevy timing belts. This really stupid thing for the synchronizers on the Ford Vulcan 3.0. What else is in this drawer? Bit drivers for your taps and dies. Sorry, clutch tool. There's a rear main seal installer for older Chevy blocks, and the remover, little squiggly piece of shit. Here are cam alignment tools for that same 4.0 and 3.0 Vulcan engines. The alignment drawer, sort of. So all the hooks, the GM alignment wrench. That's absolutely pointless. It's supposed to be those in a small bar, and I never use it. These are the absolute best tools for alignments, especially on the older Tauruses that had the splined inner tie rods. These ergonomic designed crescents with the Cornwell's version of flank drive are awesome. Let's see, those are, I'm pulling a blank. Freeze plug installers, thank you very much. Tin snips and a rivet gun. And a whole big drawer full of boxes. Mac pressure tester for fuel. And then all the other stuff's inside. Down here. It's a great set. The only problem is, the box they made is so absolutely cheap. Both latches broke off, so I can't lock it. So, I hate it. I've dumped it out in that drawer twice. But I like the set. Power steering pump puller, Katie Tools. That's probably the best one on the market, although it's the oldest I've got. Here's a new one from Mac that I rarely ever even use. What we got here? O2 sensor back pressure tester, fuse saver, which are really great. I'm sure most people know what those things are. Great for short circuits. A bearing installer, snap-on wreath thread set. Another flaring tool set. This one's much better. Taps and dies. Compression set. Sorry, the light's terrible. A compression tester over here. Underneath there is the power probe short finder. And down there is a relay circuit testing tool. But it works pretty good, but I don't bring it on very often at all. Let's see if I can remember how all this goes. Yep, I already messed up. Trying to hurry here. There is a method to the madness. Alright. Up here I got my Milwaukee half, 3/8 quarter, a whole lot of extra nuts and bolts and everything you can possibly think of. Little torque sticks. What do I got here? Some Ford 3735 engine support pullers, a huge steel puller, Matco cooling towel because in my little corner here it gets to be 100 and something degrees. The stupid CNG regulator off of one of these buses. Air tools. Don't really use the Ingersoll very much, although it still works great. The Cornwell, cheaper. Is this Craftsman? God, I haven't used that thing in a long time. Yeah, I think it's Craftsman. I go to the Mac one now instead, or the Milwaukee. 3/8 snap-on. This little hammerhead or Ingersoll impacting ratchet is phenomenal. Die grinders that are 20 years old. Stand sideways here. Another little die grinder, bigger one, cut-off wheel. Little Mac 1/4" ratchet. The snap-on big boy air hammer, tire inflator, all my air hammer bits throughout there. My first air hammer, which still works good and gets into the little tighter spots that the big boy can't. Whew. Some of my ASE plaques. Here we got scrapers, files, pry bars, little seal puller, pan splitter, which works great for silicone pans. Thank you, foreign cars. Well, even Americans starting to go through it now. Super scraper. It's got a carbide head on it. Probably the best gasket scraper I've ever used in my life. And it's a little smaller, thinner brother inside of here. Some precision bits, some Torx bits, some older files that I had long before those. In here, I know these are kind of goofy pass-through sockets. If you guys have ever seen these before. So there's an open hole through the center of them for studs. The set was on sale from Cornwell. It was pretty cheap, so I figured if I used it once, it was worth it. Piece of shit. Don't ever buy these. They're crap. I bought them for a help me job, and that did work. The Irwin deep bolt extractors. Little Sawzall 90-degree drill. my big 1/2-inch drill, which was actually the first air tool I ever bought. Thanks, Snap-on. Little Mac, more little bolt extractors. Drill bits, drill bits, drill bits, drill bits. Can't have too many drill bits, right? There was an angle grinder in that cabinet over there, so there's bits for that angle grinder, little carbide bits. These busting out sets, if you guys have never seen these before, so it's pretty simple. Inside is a rounded head carbide bit that you use on broken off manifold studs or broken bolts of any kind, really. This one's meant for 5/16. Then you use the flat one on the bottom, and then you can use the carbide drill bit at the top to give you a perfectly centered drill hole. So if welding a nut on it doesn't work, that always does. Some Irwin reverse drill bits, which actually were pretty good. Stepper bits, reamer, more saw blades, bigger drill bits, some paddle bits. What are you? I have no idea what you are. That's awesome. There's tools in there I don't even know I have. So, according to this, I only have 3 minutes left on my camera, so I'm going to go maybe a little faster. Noid lights, vacuum gauge, quick pros, which still are pretty helpful. Some old picks, new picks, little spark tester, relay puller. Electrical stuff. I get to do a lot of fuse boxes, so I save all the remnants. All the little relay quick switch testers. You just plug it in, do this, but the red wire allows you to hook an amp probe to it, so you can see how many amps the current or circuit's pulling. The relay guys. All my electrical stuff. Everybody seems to like these strippers, which are great, but not in tight spots. These are awesome. And even these are pretty good. These are the best print tools in the world. You get so much leverage off these handles. There's no butt connector that's gonna not get tight with those. Alright, 2 minutes left on the camera. Let's see if we make it. So here's the brake drawer, the impact driver, and the bits, the micrometer, just the pad spreader, which is probably the best one in here. That works good too. Cheap seal installer. This tool right here. If anybody is doing front brakes on Fords that have the little metal cap, buy this. Stop being cheap. Stop destroying the caps with a damn screwdriver. Buy this and use it. Thank you. Pinch off tools, pipe or tubing bender, some older GM horseshoe brake spring tools, the tool for the twisting calipers, and blah blah blah, and some C clamps. In here, chisels, Torx bits, tamper-proof Torx bits, spline drives, window holder, fan clutch tools, blowgun with tips, roller head Allens, and last drawer. You know what? I'm going to stop this and restart. I'll be right back. Okay. I guess I can only do 30 minutes at one time on a video, so I'm back. Here we go. I got my Lyle harmonic balancer puller, which works great. This is probably one of the coolest screw extractor sets. Pretty cheap, works great. You got the little centering holes with those little nuts and the reverse drill bits. Drill the hole, hammer in the spline, use those to twist it out. Doesn't work great if you have something really cross-threaded, but if you just have a broken bolt and you're able to twist it out. These here work pretty good too. They're all different sizes, but you get the idea. So you just drill a hole, hammer those in there, and you can twist it out with the hex on the ends. Power steering bleeder. You hook it up to a Mighty Vac. Another harmonic balancer puller. Sorry about the lighting. More extractors. Wheel lock remover set. There's more extractors underneath. Allens. Yeah, just Allen bits. This stupid thing. Thank you, Chevy, for making the wonderful 1.6 liter. That's the tiny belt alignment tool. I bought that set for an employee's car, and I don't think I've seen one since. His was a Saturn Aura, which they don't even make Saturn anymore. Okay. Why aren't you closing? Thank you. Alright. I got this used off of a Mack truck a long time ago. It's a Honda ball joint set. Hey, look, it looks brand new, doesn't it? It's because it is. I've never used it. Timing light. Thank God I don't have to use that anymore. The longer driveline sockets. Bigger extractors for 3/4 to 1 inch. That's just a dial indicator with the vice grips and the squiggly hose. Let's see here. Put that back. Okay. Well, you saw the one cart. Here's the other cart. So I got my fan, which happens to be bungee cord in because it fell off a car and bent and now wobbles like a son of a bitch. So it still works. It works great, so I'll leave it in there. Top drawer. I got a really awesome GP set with all these awesome wobbles. Great for dash work and little small stuff. Let's see, here's some Matco super shallow 3/8 and then the same in the half. What else is back there? Some of the little grabber tools, plastic trim tools, another grabber tool, zip ties, a magnet, more safety glasses. And this drawer, headphones, long screwdrivers, inflator, stethoscope, another test light, some Matco wobble extensions, which are pretty nice. And these are the Matco magnetic spark plug sockets. Those are freaking top notch. Bottom drawer, more Makita stuff. Got the 3/8 ratchet. I'm sorry, Makita, Milwaukee. Yeah, there's more Makita, but who cares? Milwaukee 3/8 Sawzall. That thing is a beast. The most pointless flashlight Milwaukee makes, and that drill is badass. And down on the bottom, I don't really have much, just a block of wood, a ratchet strap, and an old bearing packer. And on my shelf, let's start at the top. I got some bags and some boxes. My welding helmet, stereo speakers, huge rivet gun. You gotta have one of these. And then here I got another Milwaukee bag, my battery charger, AC flush, some funnels, some used parts. I got my jump boxes. This thing is huge. It'll jump start a dead diesel quick and easy. This tool, another one I've never seen anybody have, by Daco. So, pretty simple. It looks stupid, but there's 2 magnets on here and a little switch. So when you push, you put this on a pulley and it creates a laser, and you can check all of the belts to see if your harmonic balancer's out of alignment or if any of the pulleys in the drive are out of alignment, giving you a belt squeak. And then down there is just funnels and jack stands and not funnels, just containers for coolant, water, oil, washer fluid, all that stuff. My big step stool, so when I have to work on these buses and do clearance lights, that thing will go all the way up to 2 feet tall, which is great. And my Flexzilla air hose, which helps me out quite a bit. So, I'll give you one quick overview. And then I remember I did say I was going to show you a big surprise. So the reason why there were so many tools on top of that blue little cart over there is because the cart and the toolbox sadly are going away. The toolbox I bought in 1999, and that blue cart I've had for probably 5 years. It's going to be sad to see them go, but I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of what's coming next. I'll probably do a video on it soon too, so here it is. Holy shit. The colors are blue, thunderstorm gray, and black. The cart to match. And turn the light on. I got some cool LEDs I put in here that I can change with the remote. Yeah, this $40 on eBay, guys, or Amazon. eBay, who uses eBay anymore? So, almost any color you can think of. It's pretty legit. Everybody here seems to like it. And of course, my little Matco phone. So, at some point, I may do another video for this, but I am going to spend the next 3 days, since it's Labor Day weekend, moving all this around to make room for that. And if anybody asks, it's the 87-inch Matco 6 Series, 86.5 inches long, I guess, with 2 side cabs, and obviously the hutch. Oh, I know I showed you the lights, but the side cab has drawers down at the bottom, and then all the shelves pull out. So, boys and girls, tell me what you think. And if I get enough responses and likes on this video, I'll make one with the big toolbox when everything gets put in there. Thanks again for watching. Take care.